How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video and another episode of Previously in DBS, where I go over all the week's news in one video, so that way you can digest it in one easy dose instead of multiple times during the week, and get all the information all in one go, so you can see it all without having to check bits and bits at a time. So with this week, as hopefully if you watched the last video, with Bandai set out a roadmap of basically how they're going to do the spoilers, when we get the spoilers, what spoilers we can get in that time, and things like that. And for this week, we got the yellow ones. So like we had last week the blue and black ones. This week we got the yellow ones. Next week we can have the green and multicolour. After that we'll have the boundless at the end of next week, and then we'll have the red ones last. And I think at the beginning of each week, basically tomorrow and next month and the Monday after, we're going to have showdowns where two content creators, or basically two people, battle out to win the rights to reveal a secret rare. Like last week, well, for this week at the beginning it was London's Player Guild against Ispira. They battled out to get a reveal. If you want to watch that, it was on Ispira's Twitch, but if you missed it out and want to see it, basically just a battle anyway, then head on to London Players Guild. They have the video up of their battle to see who wins, and I'm not going to spoil it because just in case you haven't seen it. But then their secret rare was revealed, and I have it in the video to go over as well. If you want to skip that and go see it, it's on Spirit's channel if you want to go see. So for this week with the yellow stuff, we got shown. It wasn't revealed like in the designer's notes. They didn't say what yellow was. The yellow was the one they missed out. So with red, it's on the Universal Tournament Saga for red. Blue was on the Hirudegan Saga, and green was on the Bibbidi and Boo Saga. So we didn't know they didn't confirm what yellow was, but from the trailer they put up, I've seen some cards. It was anticipated that it was the Super 17 Saga. And it was right, we got Super 17 Saga, so we'll go over what ones we got on each one. So with the first one for the yellow, we got first of all they showed us the yellow cards, so some more tournament pack cards. So they showed us the ever reprints. So there's two reprints in, basically the next tournament kit, because they said they're going to start doing reprints, and they're doing two. And so if you saw the last video, one of them is Violent Rays, and the other one here is Hirudegan Phantasmic Evolution from Draftbox 6, the 6-cost Hirudegan. So that's again reprinted as one of the slots. Now, it's not as strong, it's not as great as a reprint as Violent Rays. It's not as powerful, not as most highly requested, but it is quite good in the fact that there's Hirudegan support in the set, and this helps support it, because you can go into this from the free drop if you have seen the cards. And they also showed us the yellow tournament pack cards. So they showed us at least two of them, two yellow ones. So I don't know if this is all yellow gets in it, just two, or if there's more, but they showed us these two. First one being Android 20 Infernal Return, which is an activate main auto once per turn. For one yellow, you choose one of two options. You either play up to one green or yellow Android 17 card with an NG cost of 1 from your deck or drop area. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So it's for one yellow, you can play a 1-drop 17 Android 17 from your deck. That's either, or from drop as well. That's green and yellow. Or the other option is to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an NG cost of 5 or less and negate your skills for the turn. Doesn't get through barrier, but still you can make something skillless that ties in with the yellow androids from the last set, being the Android 17 and 18. So it's pretty decent. So it supports both the current set, like the stuff that's in this pack, and for the last set. And the other one is one that helps support the old Whis deck from set 12. So it's Whis Sweet Gathering. There's two skills, the 1-drop as well. It's got a permanent where if your leader card is a Whis card and you have 2 or more energy, 2 or more yellow skillless if your leader card is a Whis card and you have 2 or more yellow skillless battle cards with residual powers of 15k in play in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader card. So that's really good. So it's like it's a 1-drop deadly defender for weeks, as long as you've got 2 rested skillless 15k battle cards on the board, which is quite easy to do for that deck. And his activate main is once per turn you add up to 1 yellow skillless battle card with 15k power from your deck to your hand and shuffle your deck. So it's pretty decent. It's really strong. It's easy to remove because it's a 1-drop with no protection. But I've seen some Wii decks taking the Ox King card from, I can't remember what set 4 or something like that, which what's on the board, it gives all other yellow, I think 3 cost or less battle cards barrier. But then the issue with that is, if you give a skillless battle card barrier, it's no longer skillless, so it makes it redundant. So you can't give it protection without turning off the skill, which is quite weird. But still, it's pretty decent. Stopping your opponent from attacking your leader altogether is really strong. Now, if it's in active mode, they have to find. If they don't find, well, they can remove the skillless battle cards to get stop the permanent from being in effect. But yellow has quite a lot of defense and quite control, which is pretty good. But that's all the TP cards they showed for it. And the next card they also showed what we're going to get for pre-release permanent. So they showed us the art before in the trailer. So we saw that it was going to be a Shenron Unison and a Goku battle card, but we didn't have the text or cost or anything like that. We just had the art, which, as you can see, looks fantastic. It's really good art. But now we know what the effects are. So if you didn't know, what we do for pre-releases is, when you go for a pre-release for a set, you get 6 packs of the set to like open and build a deck with and use, and you get these 2 promos as well. You get 1 of each promo for to use as well. And if you end up winning your pre-release, you can get a gold stamp foiling. So with the foil gold stamp, which I think is this, I'm not sure, but you get like a more shinier version of these. But it's great to see we got the effects. So with Shenron, it's just a no specified cost unison. It's permanent when this card can't attack, like most Shenron cards have. Oh, I think all Shenron cards have. They're actually Shenron. Then there's an auto, which is in line with what a lot of unisons have in this set, where it's got an auto that triggers off Spirit Boost, which is when you remove a marker from this card using Spirit Boost skill, it gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. So just use Spirit Boost skill on it, which is just taking a marker off of it. You get yourself a blocker on your unison. And this can accumulate quite a few markers because it's got a +2 marker skill, which is activate main of choose 1 card in your hand, discard it or place it at the bottom of your deck, and then draw 1, which is pretty decent. Like, you're cycling through your deck, and it's nice that you have the option to either discard it or bottom of your deck it. Because some cards might want things at the back end of the deck to play from the deck, and some might want discarded to have it in the drop. And then we have the other skill, which is a -3, which activate main with 1 energy cost. You play it to 1 Son Goku Dawn of Divinity, which is the red-blue SR Goku 3 cost from set 8, or 1 SSG Son Goku Legendary Spirit, which is this promo that it comes with. From your deck, shuffle your deck, then place up to 5 Saiyan cards from your drop area under the card you play with the skill. So it's like nice that for in any deck you can have a way to cheat out Son Goku Dawn of Divinity from the deck, because that is a really strong one, because it's got it has offering, which basically means your opponent either crits a life or you draw 2 cards, and it also has critical. I can't remember if it had any skills, but I know those are the 2 that those 2 skills that matter, and it's a 20k as well. So 20k crit that either draws you 2 or crits about life, and then you can swing to try and crit another life. It's really quite strong. And then the Goku is SSG Son Goku Legendary Spirit. It's a 5 cost 5k with 5k combo power at 0 cost. It's blocker, permanent, and a permanent where this card gains 3,000 power for each card under it. So if you bring it out by the activate main, then it comes out with an extra 15k power, meaning 20k. It's got 2 activate skills, 1 activate battle, main battle, and 1 activate battle. So the first one is activate main battle, which was Potato Spirit Boost 1, meaning you remove a marker from unison. You place up 1 card under this card in its own drop area and switch to active mode. So that's pretty cool. So you can get 2 swings of it. So you have the first swing at 20, then the next swing at 17, which is not too bad. And then you have the activate main limit 1. Limit 1 meaning you can only activate this card. There's a skill once across all copies of cards for the turn, and you pay 1 energy. If you have 3 or more energy and you choose 5 Saiyan cards in your drop area, that's the cost. So you need to pay 1 energy with that as well, have 3 energy, and have 5 Saiyans in your drop area that you can choose. You play this card from your hand and place those cards you chose on the discard. So there's a way to bring it out from your hand if you draw it, and then you've got a way to see it out from the deck if you with the unison. It's not too bad. Nothing amazing, but still quite decent. And also it's nice that we have a battle card instead of a leader, because some people sometimes want to go for play sets of the unison, and before we've had leaders and unisons, and people want to go for a play set of unison, which means then they've stuck with you can only use 1 leader, so being stuck with 3 leaders that you don't want, that is you can't really trade off because people have already got it from doing their pro release, isn't great. So it's nice if you want to go for a play set, you can actually use the play set of either one now, which is quite nice. And then the other promos we got in the release is we got they told us they showed us what was in what we're going to get in the premium pack. So with the premium pack, they showed us what the content is going to be, which is I think 4 packs of the set plus 2 of these Shinron promos, and they showed us the art, but that was it. So it was nice to see what we're going to get, but we wanted to know what the effect was on the card, and now we have that. So it's a 1 cost Shinron Wicked Strike, 1 cost 4k. It's got the first alter being the same when all Shadow Dragon cards, the Zenith Shadow Dragons have, which is if your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card, when this card is played from your hand or discarded by a Shadow Dragon card skill, you may look at the top card of your deck. If it's a black Shadow Dragon card, you may add to your hand, otherwise you place it at the bottom of the deck. So that's basically what mostly all the Shadow Dragons do. Oh, black Shadow Dragons anyway. And then it's got the same activate main as most of the Shinron cards have, even the leader on its backside, which is activate main battle once per turn, Spirit Boost 1, which means you have to take a mark off unison. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card, choose up to 1 Shadow Dragon extra card from your hand and activate main battle skill without paying its energy cost. So I think all or almost all of the 1-drop Shinron, or the Shinron black Shinron cards have that skill. I can't remember if the 3-drop has it, but I know the 4-drop has it and the leader has it. And it's nice now to have it on the 1-drop, because waiting until turn 4 to get the 4-drop out to have that effect isn't the best, because you have to pay 4 energy and also have a unison out to have enough markers to take it off the user skill. So it's nice to have just 1 energy, 1 cost 1. Despite it doesn't have a barrier, but it's nice to have 1 cost 1, so it's easy to have energy open for ever plays. So I know I will definitely be picking up 2. Well, I was going to do it anyway. Probably picking up 2 premium packs 100% now. And now so that was all for the promo cards we got shown. I think, if I can remember correctly, yeah, that's all the promo cards we got shown. So now we have the yellow reveals, and for the yellow leader so normally with the set you got the 2 leader cards for a color. Like I said, black doesn't always have 2 leaders, and as we saw in this set, it only has 1 leader. But normally with the main colors, there's a leader for the good side and leader for the bad side, because they're normally always against each other. And for this one, the yellow one is a Never Son Goku leader. So what sucks to be, we have a Never Son Goku leader. This time it's a SS4 Son Goku leader from GT, so it's pretty cool. It's a little bit different than some of the other ones we've had before. I think we've already had an SS4 Son Goku lead supporting the lineage, but then we have so we do have one. We have had one, but it's nice to have the SS4 one in this Saga. So with the skill on the front side, it's got the Utsan of Alter when it's extra 1, and it's got an auto which gives it an alternate awaken, which is if you have 2 or more energy, when a yellow battle card is revealed from the top of your deck, placed in your drop area, and played by that card skill, you may flip this card over, and if you do that, you draw cards which are 20 energy to active mode, then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 5 cards left. So that's quite cool. So the theme of the deck is to reveal cards from the top of your deck, send them to the drop, and then play them from your drop, which is quite cool. People are saying this is like Vegex, but it's not like Vegex. Vertex does everything for free without having to do reveal and setup and stuff. Just mills is more just milling and and with no fear of decking out, and then just gaining loads of advantage. I can see how people can draw a comparison, but it's because of the fact that it mills from the top of the deck to play. But it's quite different. And then it's standard awaken if you want to awaken normally. Is if you last 4 or less, you draw 2 cards and flip it over. So I draw 2 awaken, so defensive awakening. And then on its awaken side, it's got 3 skills. The first one is also when this card attacks, you draw 2 cards, then choose 1 card from your hand and place it on top of your deck, and this card gets 5,000 power for the battle. So you draw 2 cards, which are pretty cool, and then you set up a set of decks aim of reviewing from the top of the deck, so they can discard it and play it from the drop. So that's quite cool, and it's a 20k swing when 20k when it swings, which is good. Then it's got an activate main. The first activate main is where you get to add up to 1 of this unison Android 18 Defender of Heroes from your deck to your hand, and then place one card from your hand on top of your deck, and then negate your skill for the game. So you get a 1-time search for the unison, and then once you do that, you top deck a card from your hand, which was once again setting up for your aim of the deck. And then, I think with almost every unit leader's going to have in this game is a way to trigger a spirit boost skill on the lead, which is for this one is an activate main once per turn spirit boost 1, which means you take a mark off unison. You reveal the top card of your deck and place it in your drop area. So once again, a way to trigger so with both the first 2 skills, you place this card on top of your deck from your hand, and then the last activate main allows you to reveal it so you can place it in your drop area and then trigger its skill. And then with the unison for this lead that you could search is Android 18 Defender of Heroes, a 1 specified cost unison with 4k power, and it's an SR as well. And once again, most of the unisons, they have 2 mark skills and an auto which triggers when it's Spirit Boost. So with the auto, it's once per turn when you remove a marker from this card using a Spirit Boost skill, you use up to 1 card and one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode. So you got some resting standard yellow, which is quite cool. And then it's activate main is a +2, which is nice. It's nice to when one specified cost unisons have +2. It makes it easier for them to survive, because otherwise they just gain a +1. It can die to one double strike, or just two easy attacks, which is easy enough, especially on 4k power. And so the activate main is look at the 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them on top of your deck in any order. So arrange your top deck to help set up for your plays, which is arrange what you want on top to then use an effect to reveal it, mill it, and then play it. Then it's -2 is draw 3 cards, activate main, draw 3 cards, and choose 2 cards in your hand, place them on top of your deck. So you get the drawed 3, and then top to your deck. So you basically plussing 1 from -2, but then also setting up, looking at at least 3 cards to then use 2 to set up on top of your deck for the effect. So it's pretty interesting. It's quite interesting. It could be decent, but once again, if you knew it was on the ban list, because at the moment Mecha dominates for yellow, making it quite difficult to want to play a yellow deck, where Mecha does everything better. But hopefully the ban list will make it so this could be an option. But then with the next part, we've got some of the archetypes. So these are the parts of the archetype which can be played for free from the skill. So these are the ones that when they're revealed and milled from the top of your deck by a skill, they can play themselves. They trigger for free. So first one we have the Pan, which is a 2 cost 5k blocker. When also have limit 1, so you can only activate this card once across all copies of the cards for the turn. If your leader card is a yellow Son Goku GT card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, when this card is revealed from the top of your deck and placed in your drop area, play it from your drop area. Then you may have your leader gain critical for the turn. So that's pretty cool. This is so you can give your leader critical, and on the front side of your leader, as we say, it's a 20k when it swings. So being a 20k critical when it swings is pretty cool. And then having a free blocker to defend when your opponent's turn is quite neat. Then we have Son Goku the Brawler, it's a 1 cost 4k. Also has blocker. And if it's also as if your leader card is yellow, when this card is revealed on top of your deck and placed in your drop area, you may play it from your drop area. So once again, another way to play blocker, which is pretty interesting to help defend. And the last one is Trunks the Brawler, who's got 3 skills. First one being if your leader card is yellow, when this card is revealed from the top of your deck, placed in your drop area, you play it from your drop area. So once again, provides the archetype and does it for free. Then its second also is when it's played, you draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 card from your hand and place it on top of your deck. So yeah, like it draws you a card, but then you got a top deck one, so you're not gaining anything from its effect, but you're then setting up for your archetype, which is just as good. And it's got the activate main once per turn Spirit Boost 1. If your leader card is Yellow Son Goku GT, reveal the top card of your deck and place in your drop area. So you've got an extra way outside of your leader to trigger the skills on top of your deck at the sacrifice of unison markers on unisons, which is quite cool. So you've got alternative way, never quite free, or essentially free way to trigger these skills as well, because it places off free if it's played by the archetype. It's quite cool. And then we have the ones that cost energy and the extra card that can help for the archetype. That's quite strong. So first one we have is Self-Restraint SS Son Goku. 3 cost 19k blocker. So first also is required needs you to pay 1 yellow, and if your leader card is yellow, when this card is from the top of your deck, placed in your drop area, you may play this card from your drop area. So this one costs 1 yellow, isn't free like the rest, it costs 1 yellow energy to do it, to play it from the drop. And as ever also is when this card is played, you draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 card from your hand and place it on top of your deck, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to the rest mode. So you've got a way to rest things, and you do draw a card, but then you're not gaining anything because you're drawing a card and setting up your top deck. So not too bad. And then we have SS Son Goku the Brawler. 4 cost 20k with deflect and double strike, so this is pretty strong. 4 cost 20k is like a standard for 4 cost. Double strike and deflect, which is pretty decent. Always missing Error's barrier really, to be a bit crazy. First also same as the other Goku, where it places off in the drop area for revealed and milled from the top of your card of your deck, and it costs 1 yellow. But as ever also is when this card is played, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So that's kind of what the yellow kind of does, is kill things in rest mode, like either rest things or kill things in rest. But it's quite good, just being able to, for 1 energy, play a 20k double strike and KO something your opponent has in rest mode. And there's a way to do it on your opponent's turn, which you'll see from a negate in a bit. But also the extra card that helps for the deck for the archetype is a Trip to Hell, which is a 0 cost extra card with 2 skills. First one being activate main, which costs 1 yellow, so it's a kind of a cost plus 1 cost in a sense. If your leader card is a Yellow Son Goku GT card, you draw 2 cards, then choose 1 card in your hand and place it on top of your deck, then reveal the top card of your deck and place it in your drop area. So this is really good, because you basically draw 2 cards and choose a card in your hand to then so you draw 2 cards, then you choose a card in your hand to be top deck, so you can trigger its skilled mill and play for the top of your deck. But if you don't want to do that, or you don't have the energy, you've got the other skill, which is activate main limit 1. If your leader card is a Yellow Son Goku GT and you have 3 or more energy, you can reveal the top card of your deck, place in your drop area. So this is what it seems to be doing for this set, is some of the effects require to have a certain energy requirement, like 2, 3 or 4 to be done, which is quite late if you think about the metagame at the moment. So it's looking like Bandai are going to try and slow things down, because a lot of this stuff isn't as viable as the current stuff, because at the moment the format is quite fast, where this requires like turn 4 things to trigger and turn 3. But it's still quite a good card, like both skills are pretty strong, so, and being 0 cost, it's going to be like a full play set for the archetype, and it's a very good way to trigger your cards. Then we have other things like helpful triggers for the deck that can be for free or triggered in your opponent's turn. So first we have SS Son Goku the Brawler. So you notice with all of them they're all Brawler, just like with the hero stuff. They're called the something the Calamity. So this Goten it's got an auto. When this card is played, you look at the 5 cards from the top of your deck. You add up to 1 yellow Saiyan card with entry cost 4 or less, or 1 yellow Unison card with specified cost of 1 among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So it's a 1-cost searcher, like most colors, like most of the themes and archetypes we have get. And then it's got an activate main of if your leader card is a yellow Sun Goku GT with 10k power, and you discard this card from your hand, you can basically reveal the top card of your deck and place it in your drop area. So it's a way if your opponent's not awakened yet, you can just go trigger this from hand, discarding it, reveal the top card of your deck, and put in the drop to trigger most of your archetype, which is pretty cool. So a free way to do that when you're not awakened. And then we have Vegeta the Brawler, which is a 1-cost negate, which is just negate the attack and play this card. But it also has an auto of if your leader card is the Yellow Sun Goku GT card, when this card is played, you reveal the top card of your deck and place in your drop area. So this is what I mean by the fact that you can play the 4-drop on your opponent's turn. So all you need is 2 energy. You just negate an attack with this, play it, then you trigger the effect, reveal it if you place it on top of your deck, which would then trigger its effect to mill it, and then pay the 1 to play it from your drop, and then triggers effect to KO sync in rest mode. So if they attack with a battle card for 2 energy, you can KO it and have your negate have a 5k combo on board, and that 20k double strike Son Goku to swing next turn with a double strike 25k because you can combo this. So that's pretty cool and pretty decent. Then we have the finisher for the deck, which is Son Goku Return of the Dragon Fist. This is an 8-cost 25k with deflect and double strike. So it gets around all the free counters. Being 8 cost means out of range for Frieza, and having deflect means it's unaffected by the Everfree. So it's got 3 skills. First one is the auto. When this card is played, you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, rest mode, and KO them. As I said, that's what yellow does. Either rest things or KOs things in rest mode. And be able to take out 2 things is quite strong. But you're not going to be paying for 8 because of his next activate main, which is for 3 yellow. If you have 4 more energy and a yellow unison on play, which is easy to do, because if you get a 4 energy, because you need 4 energy, and as we've seen, we've got a 1-cost unison, so simply pay 1 for the unison, and then pay 3 for this on your turn 4. And what that does is play this card from your hand. So this is going to be paid for 3 energy. You're not going to be paying that for 8 cost. And the last effect it has is an activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost 2, meaning you've got to take off 2 markers from unison to trigger this effect, and your leader needs to be mono yellow. This card gains dual attack for the turn, and your opponent can activate skills on battle cards with original cost of 7 or less in play from any area when this card is in battle. So basically this becomes a dual attacking 25k double striker by just sacrificing 2 markers off unison, which is pretty cool. And as soon as it changes from active to rest to attack, your opponent can activate battle card skills for the battle. That means negates, super combos, blockers, all those kind of things in any zone. You can combo in hand, in drop, on board, nothing, which is quite scary. But then there also are still extra cards. So that's a pretty good finisher, and it's not limited to the archetype. It can be played all you need to play it is just 3 yellow energy and to have a yellow leader when you get to turn 4. And for his ever active main, you just need a unison that has at least 2 markers on, with a yellow leader being mono yellow. So it's not easy. And also being 8 cost, all you need is a never 4 cost, which you can do with if you KO 2 things, and then you can get the surprise attack Frieza, which meets 12 for Zelzano. So it's a very strong way to set up Zelzano on turn 4. So it's looking to be quite good. Next we have the other side of the yellow reveals, which is Super 17. So Super 17 is the evil side of the colour, and it looks quite cool as well. So it's kind of supported with the yellow stuff in the previous set as well. So because the last set we have yellow androids, and we saw yellow androids in this. So with the front side, its auto is you choose 1 android card from your hand and discard it. When its card attacks, draw 2 cards. So this is like the old Hirudegan leader, but not strictly swinging at leaders. Just attack, discard an Android card, and it doesn't specify colors. Also, any Android card, so you can make this into different colors into this. And you just attack, discard an Android card, draw 2 cards. It's pretty cool. And its Waken has a normal and alternative one, which is if your life is at 4 or less, or you have a yellow unison card with special cost of 2 play, so similar to Topo. And you may draw 1 card from your hand. You may draw 1 card, switch it to 1 energy to active mode, then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left, and then flip this card over. So that's pretty cool. So normally, just then return 2, you're going to be able to awaken. And on its backside, Super 17 Emissary of Hell, with 3 skills. First one is also when this card attacks, you draw 1 card, and then this card gains 2,000 power for the battle for each card placed under your battle cards. So the theme with this for Super 17 is union and evolving. So basically, just building up a chain on your board of battle cards. And if you can get enough, you can make your leader swing quite hefty as well. Because if you have 5 cards under a battle card, then you gain an extra 10k on swings. So it's making your leader a 25k swing, which is quite scary. Then his activate main. First activate main is once per turn, choose 1 Super 17 card in your battle area, and then place up to 1 Hellfire 17 or Android 17 card from your drop area under the chosen cards. So that's how you could. This is one way how you can accumulate cards on your battle cards by this skill. And the last one, like as I said, mostly all leaders are going to get from this set, because it's a famous Spirit Boost, is Activate Battle, once per turn. Spirit Boost 1, meaning you got to move a marker from Unison. Choose 1 Super 17 card in your battle area and place 3 cards under it in their own drop area. Choose up to 1 each of your opponent's battle cards and Unison cards. 1 each of your opponent's battle cards and Unison cards, and switch to rest mode. So when it attacks and sacking off and dropping 3 battle cards from under a Super 17 in your battle area, and knocking off mark off Unison, you rest your opponent's Unison and a battle card, which is pretty cool. And that effect helps trigger the Unison here, which we have, which is Android 20 and Dr. Mew Hellish Accomplices, which is a 2 specified cost. Unison with 15k power for yellow, with 4 skills, 2 autos, and 2 marker skills. First auto skill is once per turn if it's your turn. When you activate a union or when you activate a evolve skill or union skill, add a marker to this card. And it's very easy to do that. That's you can be gaining quite a few markers on this Unison to help with your Spirit Boost. And the second auto though is what helps, which is very, very strong and is easily triggered by the leader. That's once per turn. If it's your turn, when you remove a marker from this card using the Spirit Boost skill, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier and KO it. So nice remover through barrier for things that are in rest mode, which is pretty strong. That's very strong. And it's nice to have, that skill is just very strong, because yellow doesn't have much to go through barrier apart from things like Final Flash. So it's nice to have that. And then we got his 2 marker skills. First one being a +1 of activate main, draw 1 card and choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. So this helps set up for things like your leader's first activate main, or union evolves and stuff, union skills and stuff. And it's ever a skill for -2 is add up to 1 mono yellow battle card with entry cost of 5 or less, and the evolve skill from your drop area and add it to your hand. So this means you can get back pieces of your chain that we're going to see in a bit from your drop, which is pretty cool. So this one looks pretty interesting. I am kind of interested in it, but as I said, until we see what the ban list does to Mecha Frieza, I don't see if this is going to be really a decent option with Mecha still in the format. Then we have the start of the Super 7 chain. So first one we have is a Super 17, Android 17 and Hellfire 17. So they're quite similar. They got the same union absorb skill. The only difference, and the same power and cost and stuff. The only difference is Hellfire 17 has blocker and Android 17 has barrier. And the Dr. Mew we have on the far side is the main set 1. As you saw earlier, the Dr. Gero, the Android 20 TP card can play this Android 17 here by paying yellow energy discount itself to play it from the deck or drop. and this Dr. Mew could do the exact same thing for, well, the exact same first part of the Android 20 TP for the Hellfire 17. So you've got two cards to help. You basically got Dr. Mew to help as a searcher, as a way to play the Hellfire from the deck, and you got the Android 20 to help play the Android 17 from the deck. The only difference being the Android 20 has an extra skill to remove skills off of a 5 cost or less to help like coincide with the last set's yellow Android stuff. And really the stronger of the two, I would say, is the Android 17 because it's got barrier to help mean it's harder to remove from the board to make it so if you leave it there turn 1 or something, it's more likely to survive to get to the turns later to do the Union chain. But his Union absorb skill is not the same on both of them. Is once per turn, if your leader card is a Super 17 card, you may choose one or the other card from your hand or drop area, place it under this card, then play up to one mono yellow Super 17 card where energy cost is 3 from your deck or drop area on top of this card, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So basically, if you got 17 on board, you grab a Hellfire 17 from your deck, from your hand or drop area, put under it, and play from your deck or drop the 3 cost Super 17, that's mono yellow. So that's how you start the chain. And the next part of the chain is, and here we have the rest of the Super 17 chain. So we got the free drop here, which is Super 17 Pragma for Union. It's only a 9k free cost, but it has barrier and an auto of when this card is played using Union, draw one card. And the good thing about that is this card draws you a card, and if you have the Unison out, which we saw, when you activate Union, Union Absorb from the 1 drop, you draw a card from the unit. You add a marker to the Unison that way as well. And this card is a really good one because it helps make sure you got all the chain. Because as you saw from the 1 drop, you can play the Super 17 from your deck or drop. And this activate main helps set up and also look for the other pieces. Because this activate main limit 1, which as I said, you can only activate this skill once across all copies of the card for the turn. If your leader card is a Super 17 card and you choose this card and an Android card in your hand and discard them, you can look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 2 yellow Android cards with entry costs of 5 or less among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. It means you can look for the Android 20 to be able to then search from your triggers effects on the turn 1 to get the Android 17 from the deck to board, or you can look for the Super 17 from the Android 17 from the top of your deck, or you can look for the next part, the 5 cost from your deck. Basically, you can just add any yellow Android from any 2 yellow Androids from the top of your deck. That's 5 cost or less using this, which is pretty cool. Because it seems like a pretty key part of the set of this theme, and it's just like the 3 cost Harurugan. It's just a really good card, helping set up the helping keep the consistency in the archetype. Then we have Super 17 Hellish Amalgamation, which is a 5 cost 19k. Deflect or attack, and it's got a way to play on top of the 3 costs, being EX Evolve for 1 yellow energy. If your leader card is a Super 17 card, you evolve it on top of a mono yellow Super 17 card with energy cost of 3. Then it's got 2 auto skills. First one being when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less in rest mode. Place under this card, then draw 1 card. So you draw a card, you take one of your opponent's battle cards in rest, absorb it, and then draw a card, which is pretty cool. And it's easy the rest mode stuff because it's yellow. But it doesn't choose barrier, which is just a shame. But that would be a bit busted if it could take anything through, even through barrier. And its second auto, just in case it's removed by a skill, is when this card is KO'd by your opponent's skill, play up to 1 mono yellow Super 17 with energy cost of 3 from your drop area. So you can get this free drop back, and having barrier means it's more likely to survive to basically go back into the chain. So it's quite cool. It's got some a way to keep the chain on board, but it's only from being KO'd, not from being like warped, bounced, bomb decked or anything like that. And then the last part of the chain is Super 17 Powers Combined, which is 8 cost 25k, with a 1 cost 10k combo. It's got deflect and triple strike. So it's just like with the Goku. Being 8 costs is out of the range of the Caterpillar Freezer, and having the flex means it's unaffected by the air for free. You can evolve on top of the 5 costs with EX evolve for 2 yellow, and like I said, it's got the the slower down restriction where if you need to have 4 more energy, and you evolve on top of a mono yellow Super 17 card with energy cost of 5. Then it's got an activate main, which is once per turn, where you place 3 cards under this card from its owners in its owner's drop areas, which is easy to do because you'll have the 5 drop, 3 drop, and 1 drop hopefully if you got the whole chain. You switch this card and up to one of your Super 17 leader cards to active mode. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and place under this card. Then this card gains 1000 power for the turn for each energy cost in the battle card you placed under it. Which means if you grab an 8 cost, you get 8000 extra power. And that's pretty cool. And also remember that the Super 17 leader doesn't have a once per turn on its auto of when it attacks to gain power and draw a card, which means you can get 2 swings from you can get 2 swings from your leader and 2 swings from this. Because of that activate, which is very strong. So it means if you want to put your opponent down to 3 energy or 3 life to finish, you can use this effect just to restand the leader to let that swing again. They've got kind of force your opponent down to 3, so you can easily just go in with this skill, this attack, and kill. And it's quite a cheap chain as well, because nothing's really been higher than a rare for this, which is really nice. It's a nice cheap deck, like how King Cold was from the last one. And then we have more stuff for Super 17. So he's got his own extra card, which like the Trunks did, which is Awakened Attack. Permanent. If it's got a permanent skill, if you can activate this card's activate battle skill on from your hand without paying its energy cost by placing 1 card from under one of your battle cards in its drop area. And its activate battle is limit 1. If your leader card is a yellow Super 17 card, choose up to one of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gets 2000 power for the battle for each card under your battle cards. And if you have 3 or more cards under your battle cards, it gains double strike for the battle. So that's pretty cool. So you can for free, by just sacking off a card from underneath one of your Super 17, if you get the chain out, you can give him an extra 2000 power for each card underneath your battle cards, and it just counts any of your battle cards that have cards under them. It includes any of those. And if you have 3 or more cards, you get double strike. So that's pretty cool. And as I said, if you go through up the full 17 chain, you get at least 3. You can have at least 3 once you go through the whole chain, and your leader can put an extra 1 under it. So you can have 1 for this to remove the pet for free, and then still have 3 for the Super 17 8 drops activate main skill. And then we have Hellfire 17 Mechanical Charity. So this is another one like this is just like the SS Go tanks from the Goku side. It's a 1-drop searcher because it is also when this card is played, look up to 5 cards on top of your deck, and it's a 1 mono yellow Android card with energy cost of 5 or less, or 1 mono yellow unison card with specified cost of 2 mono to your hand and shuffle your deck. And cool thing is that that Dr. Mew card can play this from your deck, and then allow you to help basically fill your deck and try to find the unison or a key piece. So there's a lot of synergy in this archetype, which is quite nice, is what I like. And then for yellow, so that's all for the archetype stuff on either side of the Goku side and the Super 17 side. And we have the yellow super combos. So you have Krillin the Brawler, which is like the super combo you can get in each colour, which is a just general super combo tank with the first auto being like the old ones where if your leader card is yellow and your life is 4 or less, when this card is using a combo from your hand, you draw 1 card, then this card gains 10,000 combo power for the battle. Standard super combo, same as the old ones we used to get. But it's also got this auto skill, which is a limit 1, where if your leader card is yellow and you choose one of your yellow unison cards, when you remove a marker from one of your unison cards using a Spirit Boost skill, you may place this card from your hand under the chosen card, and if you do, you add a marker to the chosen card, then draw 1 card. Now I'm not sure exactly how good this is going to be, but the one good thing I do find with it is that by putting itself under the unison and then replace itself by drawing a card, if your unison has Rejuvenate, it now has a marker. It has a way to trigger it without putting another copy of the unison under it, which is cool. And then we got Android 17 Mechanical Charity, which is the standard super combo of if your leader card is yellow and your life is 4 or less, when this card uses combo, draw 1 card. And it's got the The only difference is the Krillin doesn't have the power, it gains it from the skill. It doesn't have any combo power, it just gains it from these the auto skill. But the Android 17 does. So the only difference is Android 17 will be a bit stronger if your opponent has Full Shrouded on board, drops Full Shrouded. That's the only real difference really. But quite interesting, it's nice we're getting this Krillin one's quite interesting to help keep Marcus on the unisons after using the Spirit Boost skills. Because sometimes you might not, in a deck, you might not always use your super combo to combo the draw. Then we have some yellow skillless stuff. So we have a 1-cost skillless Vegeta and a 2-cost skillless Great Saiyaman 2. So we get a Videl skillless card, which is pretty cool. No more to say about skillless because they have no skills. There's nothing really. It's just nice we're still getting more skillless cards and more skillless archetypes that they can be used in. Then we have the yellow, I'd say I've put in problem answers, but it's more like cards that are kind of printed to help deal with issues. So we have the Android 17 40 enemy, which is like a helpful card for against like Reboot Gohan, and the Piccolo the Gate Opener, which is similar to the blue Vegeta we had in last set, which is like a one-use counter to being burned. So we'll start with the Android 17 40 enemy. It's a 1-cost 4K with a counter attack, which is limit 1, meaning you can only use it once for the turn across all copies of the card. If your leader card is yellow, negate the attack, then play this card in rest mode. If you negated a leader card's attack with the skill, your opponent can't attack with the leader card for the turn. So as I said, this is well, it looks like we're going to get this in every color because we have it also in blue. Can't remember which character it was, but I know this is in blue as well. We've seen that it has blue, so hopefully, being in just at least these two colors, hopefully we get it in all colors. Spanish sometimes does it, but sometimes don't. And it's also got the permanent of you can activate this card's counter skill for free from your hand by paying the cost for a Spirit Boost 2. So if you've got 2 markers on unison, you can use this for free by removing 2 markers from unison, which is kind of cool. So this kind of tells us that Reboot Gohan isn't getting banned on the ban list like a lot of people want. Instead of giving this to side deck or main deck to help deal with it. When really these cards like this shouldn't exist to help deal with problems. They should just remove the problem. And then we have Piccolo the Gate Opener. Same skills as the Vegeta from last set, 4-cost 19k with the auto if your leader card, but then it's made for yellow, because if your leader card is yellow, when you take damage from your opponent's non-keyword skill, you may play this card from your hand. If you do, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, and you can activate the auto skill and copy this card for the game. So it deals with things like when you get burnt by catastrophic premonition, or catastrophic blow from Invoker, or like the Gogeta 8-drop or something from set. Yeah, the Gogeta 8-drop from set 6. Like things that are like it doesn't stop the Piccolo Junior Eradicator piece because Alliance is an auto skill, a keyword skill. So it's quite interesting, but it means that yellow now has like a one-use anti-burn card, which is cool. But it would have been more interesting to put them all in one set rather than just have them all across sets. If it's like with how blue had it in last set, we might not get one for green or a red in this set. It might be in the next set and the set after we'll have one for red and one for green. And then the yellow extra cards, we have a Fated Meeting, 2-cost, 1 that's activate main at battle. You draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards or a battle card with entry cost of 4 or less, switch it to rest mode, and that card can't be switched to active mode for the turn. So this is like a new toy for Mecha Frieza, because you're not going to want to play leave 2 energy open for this. So for Mecha, they get 2 cards because they take a life to play it for free, and draw a card from the skill. And then now it has it, so it's got a way to keep down 4-cost less unison cards or battle cards in rest. So it's quite interesting, but yeah, I don't see it's being used in other decks because 2 costs for an extra card of that skill is not, especially with being only being usable on unison cards or battle cards with 4 costs or less, isn't the best. And then we have Opening Gates of Hell. So this is a counterplay, 1 cost counterplay. Spirit Boost 1, meaning you have to remove a marker for unison to trigger it. You choose all battle cards and unison cards being played with 3 or fewer marker cards and switch in rest mode, then draw 1 card. So this is like the combination of Crusher Ball and Giant Ball in one. Oh no, it's more like a Giant Ball, because they didn't come into play. You switched into rest mode after being played, but it hits not just one. It hits multiple coming in at the same time. But at the moment, there's not really much that plays multiple cards at once, and it requires a unison card, which is all right. But I don't see it being amazing. But it's just nice to have a future for if anything does spam out loads of things in one go, in one attempt, then this would be a pretty good card to deal with that. And then we got Watchman Strikes, which is what looks to be every colour getting a negate that has something to interact with tokens if your opponent has it. So it's a counter attack. Negate the attack, then choose up to 2 of your opponent's token cards. Tokens are switched into rest mode, and a permanent of this card's skill can't be negated in area. So in the blue one, there's one for blue, which is like a weak coercion where if you negate attack, and if you negate the token attack or something out, or if your opponent's got tokens, you can reset energy. So it looks like we're gonna get one of those in each colour as well. Like, really the only decks that really generate tokens is the Android 18 and 21 and Chilled, and Chilled isn't very strong or meta relevant probably ever, and Android 21 and 18 put tokens on your board, so and they play mainly just blue or blue-green, or is it blue-red? Maybe blue-red as well, but yeah, I don't see this being that great to use, just nice to have. And then we got shown some special rares. So the special rare art for this set looks to be phenomenal. Like just look at the art of these two, being the first two being blue ones, covering the Tapion Unison and the Tapion 4-drop Calamity Challenger. Now, there's nothing really to go for these cards because they were covered in the last video. This is just showing off the art for the special rares that we got revealed. So the Unison looks pretty sick, like with a nice space background and lots of gold as well. And the Tapion Calamity Challenger art just looks really nice. Like the SCRs, they just keep improving every set. They look so good. And we also have the yellow ones. So the yellow special rares for this set are Android 18 Defender Heroes, the Android 18 Unison, and the Opening the Gates of Hell. Now, yeah, that's once again the art looks amazing. Like Opening the Gates of Hell looks sick. The art for that is pretty cool. King Cold and Cold are both blasting. Like, it's a pity that they use it on that card. Like, I know people probably wanted the Goku to have the art, or I would personally prefer to have the Super 7 have the art. But the art for the Opening Gates of Hell is sick, and it could be a good card in the future if there ever becomes a card that can play out multiple cards in one go. But the art is just phenomenal. And next we have the Secret Rare reveal. So this is Super 7. So the Secret Rare for this set was Super 17, so summoning absorbed. So if people, I think some people guessed it. I know Scott from the London Players Guild was guessing it, hoping for it. So I think the Secret Rares are normally from Zeno, from Heroes, or Xenoverse. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. And this one is Super 17 Summoning Absorb. So this is when Super 17 absorbs Android 17 to get, and then gets the blonde hair. And it's a 8 cost, 40k, with ultimate, like almost like all Secret Rares have, deflect and critical. It's got 3 skills. First one being a counterplay, which is play this card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and place it under this card. then the played battle card has its skills negate for the turn. I know there's been a lot of debate on people putting up because of the wording, thinking it doesn't get their on play alters trigger play because the wording says the play battle cards. But I would be on the assumption that it's like Cold Bloodlust. It doesn't get any. It just comes in blank. And it's got two permanents. One of them, which is what is they should have on all week secret rares, to be honest. And they started putting on the secret rares now, which is if this card is removed from your battle area, you remove from the game instead, which is good. This is what all secret rares should have, because you shouldn't be allowed to recycle secret rares, to be honest. Which I don't think there really is a way to do that. I think the only way you can really recycle secret rares in the game, I know there's like the really lengthy one to recycle Hatch in Under 21 using the Prey Black Hole and the Overwhelm Trunks that can grab something back from Warp from back in set 3 or set 4, I think it's set 3. And the only other one is in Vegex if you don't warp the secret rare and it's still in your drop when you trigger the permanent to put your drop back in your deck after you lose all the cards in your deck. You can then draw into it again. That's the only ways, but it's nice to have these permanents and cards. So when they're on the board and they get removed, that's it. They're gone for good for the game. And the other permanent is a way to make it so you don't have to pay the 8 cost to trigger it, which is if you lead a card and all your energy are mono yellow, and your opponent has 3 or more energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 7, making it a 1 cost. So you can essentially have 1 cost counterplay that makes the card your opponent's playing blank for the turn, and still something in rest mode through barrier on their board, and puts under itself, and then is a 40k crit swing on your turn, which are pretty strong. And then chucking a champ on top of that makes it a 50k double strike crit, which is really cool. Now, it's not the best secret rare, but it is quite a good, nice one. And it's nice to have alternative, other options for secret rares, rather than just have one that's the best for every single deck. Because people do like to different. I know King Cold is one where some people like using the Majin Buu because the fact that he can push through his unison swing, so you can do its -3 to make it a 40k base, a 40k triple striker for the swing, and then combo it into that. And some people like myself like the ape to have the option of defense, have it be strong for defense and offense, where the Buu is more has 1 goal and 1 goal only. And then the last thing we have for this week's reveals is the breakdown of the card market top 16 that happened on Saturday. So someone did make a good point of if I had adding the breakdown fully with the list and stuff in this video, where this is more of a news breakdown video, where I cover spoilers and news from the game. That's just basically just the previously in DBS series that I do. It's not always caught on that I have the breakdown in here, so what I'm going to do is still have the breakdown in these videos, but have the full breakdown going over the lists as well as the what was played. I'm going to do that in a separate video. So tomorrow I'll have a separate video out. I'll have a separate video out. Well, would hopefully be more less, but I'm quite late in posting this because I've been busy the day. Going over the breakdown and all the lists from the event, so you can see, if you want to see the list, go and check that out. So on the car market event we had yesterday, on Saturday, which is technically yesterday for me now, is we had 183 participants, about out over 8 rounds, and the top 16 was this. We had 4 Dark Broly, 4 Mecha Frieza, 3 King Vegito, then we had a King Piccolo, an Agro Sin, a Cell Surge, a Kid Gohan, which was blue-yellow, and 1 Hatchiak. Make top 16. And I suppose an honourable mention would be to Tom Smith, from my buddy of mine from Deck Planet, who managed to just miss out, coming 17th after trying so hard with Android 16 and then deciding to go with Cell Surge after he gave up on Android 16 because it just wasn't getting him there, and unfortunately he got 17th, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. But still, shout out to him for doing quite well, but then just falling short. But yeah, this is the top 16 breakdown. So as you can see, Dark Broly and Mecha Frieza still dominating with 4 of each like taking over after Top Cut together, and then King Vegeta is still starting strong. Still loving that. And King Piccolo is still sneaking in. Ruben proving again that he's really a really good player with King Piccolo. And with Roy as well, Roy showing he's still knows his stuff with Sin, going in. I know last time he played Mecha and just so unfortunately didn't make it, but this time he went back to his roots with Sin and managed to push himself into the top 16 again. And also shout out to Ivan for showing that. I know because a lot of people were saying that Cell, like wondering how Cell Surge tops and stuff in this format, and Ivan then showing that the deck is very strong and can push stuff in. And I know he's played Cell Surge for a while and it did really well with it. And also shout out to the other two with Hatchjack. Like, it's not often you see Hatchjack, and I know with it being best of one as well, I saw a lot of sometimes with Hatchjack they go into time a lot and it's hard to finish a game even in best of one, which is quite crazy if you think about it. But we had one actually sneak itself in, I think getting in 15th, I think it was, and Kid Gohan showing that, trying to prove that Yellow is not just Mecha Frieza with some Sin sprinkled on. But that's for it. So once again I said, look out for another video coming in the full breakdown of top 16 going over the list as well. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below if there's anything if I've missed or anything you want me to cover or do a video on, and I can get that done. Like the video if you enjoyed it. It lets me know that you're still people are enjoying this series going on, just going over news and resources at the end of news and stuff at the end of each week in one big video. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you want to keep updated with my channel, and basically just get notified when my videos drop, if and when. And also lets me know that the content I'm putting out is being watched and being enjoyed, which makes me happy as well. But thank you for watching. It's been a lengthy video because it's been, especially with the spoilers and stuff, it becomes a lot, especially with a whole color in a week, it becomes a lot to cover in one go. And yeah, if I did do the breakdown of the event, it would be an even longer video, which I don't want to. Like an hour is not too bad, but over that it's quite long. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.